Well, welcome on into your practice today. Sure hope that you've found a nice spot to pop your mat down and it's free of some ants. Just done a little spray just to keep me a bit ant free. So we're going to start at the top of your mat and just invite you to give a couple little shoulder rolls here. And take your next breath in as you sweep the arms on up, and then breath out as you bend on down over your legs. Take a little half lift as the heart pulls forward, and the breath out as you bow. And then just come out and back onto all fours. So hands under shoulders, knees under those hips. Press the shins into the mat and then start to move just really easily in your cat and your calves. So just a nice, simple, sweet little flow today. See a little bit of movement into the body, enjoying a slightly cooler day. Nice. Take 2 more rounds. Breath out as you scoop up and lift. Breath in as you pull the heart forward. Go 2 more times here. Breath in and out. Breath in and out. And when you're ready, come back to neutral. Tuck the toes, lift the hips on up. Press the sits bone back. And then just start to easily pedal out through those legs, stretching out calves, Achilles, and heels. One foot, then the other. And then next breath, step the left leg forward, drop the right knee down, take a little low lunge, and just hold that there with both hands up. Beautiful to roll out your mat and step outside. I'm just looking at a beautiful kookaburra who lives in on our property, sitting in the fork of a tree. And then exhale breath as the hands come down to the mat and you stretch the front leg into that little Ardha Hanuman. Take a good breath in here. Just tuning in and observing the sensations in the body. Your next breath in, bend into the front leg, right hand to the mat, left arm opens on out. Take a delicious breath in. Stay for the breath out. And then follow the hand with your eyes as you bring the hand back down to the mat. Tuck the toes, elevate the hips, and find that downward dog pose again. Again, another little pedal through those legs. Step the right foot forward, melt the left knee down. And then sweep the arms on up. Little tuck under of the tail, lift up through the hips. Breathing deeply. And next breath out, hinge the hips on back, stretch the front leg, come into that half split. Staying for the breath in, easing for the breath out. Soft bend into front knee, scooch that foot underneath the knee and you stretch and open up through your right side. Take another breath in. Stay for the breath out. And then hand comes back down to mat. Tuck the toes, lift the hips on up. And then lower the hips on down as you shift the shoulders over the palms of the hands and find that nice strong plank. You're welcome to drop the knees down. And then when you're ready, you'll lower all the way down onto the belly. Roll the shoulders back. Take a breath in as the heart pulls forward. And breath out as you lower. 2 more times. Breath in, heart pulls forward. Breath out as you lower. So many little things wiggle and worm in the bush there. And then back out. And on this one, take the arms up and back behind you and interlace and open up through the chest. Maybe hover the legs too. Take a full breath in here, riding the rhythm of your breath and out. And then hands come back under shoulders, tuck the toes, elevate the hips, dog pose. Okay, next breath in, left leg streams up, 3-pointed dog pose. Breath out, knee to nose. Go again, lengthen the leg, breath in. Curl the knee in, breath out. One more time, breath in. Breath out as you step the left foot to the top of the mat, bend into the right knee and come up into crescent pose. Little tuck under of the tail, brighten into the fingers. Take a good breath in here. Stay for the breath out. And then arrowhead is where you go to next. So there's a good bend into the front knee, drawing the left thigh bone back. Hips are nice and level, arms reach on back. Take one more breath in. As you breathe out, reach and open to warrior two. Widen the stance, readjust the legs as you need. And then flip and reverse, looking back. Side angle, Purvakonasana is where we go next. To drop the left forearm, reach the right arm up. And then circle that arm and fireball to the back of your mat, Skandasana. And now fireball front of the mat as you reach the hands forward. Good. Take a breath in, both arms reach. And then as you breathe out, take your flow. So hands and knees, hands and toes. Cobra. Maybe upward dog if it's part of your practice and you feel ready. And then downward dog. Take a full breath in here. Stay for the breath out. And then right leg streams up, 3-pointed dog. Tiger curl as you breathe out. 3-pointed, breath in. Breath out, tiger curl. One more breath in as you reach. Breath out, curl in. Step foot to mat, breath in as you rise. And then arrowhead as you breathe out. Circle the left arm forward, open on out as you find your warrior two. And then breath in to out as you look back, reverse. Side angle pose is where we go to now. And then breath in to out as you Skandasana, back of mat. Bend into the front leg, fireball, pivot on left toes as you reach. And then hands to mat, take your flow. Cat cow, a beautiful option there. The cow pose, your back bend. Your cat stretch to downward dog. And so now we flow. So left leg lifts, breath in. Left knee coils, breath out. Go again, left leg lengthens, breath in. Left knee coils, breath out. One more time, breath in. And then step forward, present pose as you breathe out to in as you rise on up. Arrowhead as you take the hands back, straighten the back leg. And then circle and open warrior two pose on the breath out. Reach forward to reverse, straighten the front leg, breath in. Breath out as you come into side angle pose, dropping the shoulders down. Circle the arms, Skandasana, back of mat. And then breath out as you pivot on the right toes and reach forward. Breath in to out as you go high to low. Upward dog. And downward dog. Pose. Right leg 3-pointed, breath in. Breath out. 3-pointed. Breath out. One more. Step on forward, bend into the front knee, rise on up, present pose. And then hinge forward, arms sparkle back, arrowhead. Left arm forward, open on out, warrior two. And then flip and reverse. Nearly finished. Round 2. Circle the arms forward and back. Reach to the back of the mat. Arrowhead as you pivot and reach. Hands to mat. And lower down. Slow. Breath in. Breath out. Child's pose. Take a beautiful, soft, sinking breath out here. Just feeling the stretch through the front of the knee and the shins and into the hips. Let the forehead just rock from side to side. Take one more beautiful, sweet round of breath in. Soften for the breath out. And then energy back into those hands as you come up onto all fours and find your full plank, Kumbhakasana. Shift your weight to your right hand. Drop onto your right heel, outer edge of your feet. Stack them, or maybe drop the right knee down and lift and brighten into the top hand. Take some beautiful breaths here as you find length from crown to back foot. And if it's available, hover the top leg, or maybe if you're in full side plank, Vasisthasana, lift that top leg. Take a full energizing breath in, and as you breathe out, transit to your other side. We've only just beginning. Take a full breath in. Stay for the breath out. And then come back onto all fours, paws and toes, and drop the knees back into child's pose. We take another breath in here together and just soften for the exhale and take some load off the hands. Our next shape, coming into shoulder stand prep. So just stay in the child's pose for a moment. Just steady your breath. And your next breath in will come up onto all fours. And keep the hands exactly where they are. You're going to drop down onto the forearms and then take the hands to the outer edges of your elbows. And then stretch the hands in front, interlace all the fingers by the base. And tuck your toes. It's a little like dolphin pose. You're going to press the hips up, press the forearms down into the mat, lift up into the upper traps. So imagine there's a little tickle just at the upper traps here. So you're really strong through that mid to upper back. So when you're ready, tuck those toes, elevate those hips. You know, bend your knees if the hamstrings don't allow, but your head is floating between those forearms. Take some strong breaths here, strong, easy breaths. Releasing the rib cage. Feeling the strength in your core, the strength in your belly and the stamina. Maybe walk the feet up a little closer. And for any shoulder stands or handstands, it's all about building the strength. And this is where we start. One more breath. Drop those knees. Drop the sit bones to the heels. Curling on up here. And sweep those legs around so your feet are to the top end of your mat. We're going to take a couple of different variations in the legs. So you can either sit cross-legged with your right shin in front, left tucked under. Or if you have the mobility in the hips, you bring your left heel to your right butt cheek, keeping the sit bones nice and level on your mat. And then the right knee comes on top. And I've got a bit of a dodgy hip, so generally the right knee could sit right on top. I'll show you on this side. I can do it on my other leg. So this knee sits on top. It's not really happening on that side too. So great hip stretch. So clearly I need to stretch into my hips a little bit more. So I'm just going to take the modified variation. So I'm just going to cross my legs, or you can sit tighter legs if you choose. And then we'll take a bit of a stretch for the arms. So you're going to bring your left arm in front and your right arm wraps in. And just draw the elbows away from the chest. Lift your eye gaze up to your hands. And then as you breathe in deeply, you should be feeling a really strong stretch in between the shoulder blades. So take some really deep cleansing breaths here. This part of our upper back can feel like we're in the tightest onesie. So I want you to breathe a little bit of space in here, in between the mid to upper back. Just one more breath here. And then open those arms out wide. You're going to turn your left thumb down and take that hand into the mid to upper back. And then the right arm comes up, and we see if you can interlace the fingers. If not, just grab hold of your t-shirt. So you're going to get a strong stretch into your right tricep and a stretch through the front of the left shoulder. And so from here, take a big breath in, and then as you exhale, forward fold. So now there's that stretch in the hips. And still think of working that right elbow up and out. And keep your head connected to your forearm of your right arm. Otherwise, we just drop the head and we lose that length through the back of the body. Take a few more breaths here. Release those hands, release the bind, and then just let the arms relax and fold forward over your legs. And just take one more full breath in. And stay for the breath out. And then making your way on up, changing the cross of your legs. And then we'll set up those eagle arms on the other side. So your right arm comes up, left arm hooks under. And then draw the elbows up and away and the fingers away. Your gaze on up, shoulders drop down. So your head should be able to float quite freely between the shoulders there. Taking some beautiful breaths in and easy breaths out. And when you're ready, unbind those arms. Your right thumb turns down to the floor. Right hand comes up into that space in between the shoulders, and the left arm comes up and interlaces. And you'll notice that one side is going to feel tighter than the other, and that's completely natural. So draw that left elbow back, lift up nice and tall through the front body. And then when you're ready, a slight little dip forward, keeping the back of your head connected with your left forearm. Just one more breath here. And then when you're ready, come up, release the bind. Oh, you might feel a bit tingly in those arms, and then forward fold. And slowly make your way on up. And wiggle those legs down to the end of the mat. Thank you, little ants. And then soles of feet flat to the floor. A little scoop and lift through the belly as you lower yourself on down. There's a little bit of glute strengthening work. We stretch out through the backs of the legs quite a lot in yoga, so it's nice to just remind those muscles what their work is. And so press the feet into the floor, lift on up into your bridge. And now you have an option to keep the hands exactly as they are, or reach the hands back towards the heels and maybe roll on to the outer edges of the arms to give you a little bit more space to feel that lift. A little static hold here, so no pulses, just nice engagement through the backs of the legs with that beautiful squeeze of the buttocks. And one more round of breath here. Staying for the breath out. Release the bind of the hands. Bring your feet in a little closer and just lift your right leg into tabletop, and just a static hold here as well. Those single leg bridges mainly work the hamstrings. It's a good hamstring strengthener. Hold for another full round of breath. And out. Swap those legs over, right foot to mat, left leg to tabletop, and we hold. Good squeeze of the glute cheeks, squeeze of the hamstrings. Sometimes tapping those muscles will wake them up and fire them up a little more. And then lower on down. Draw those knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a little hug and a squeeze. And just take a little twist here, so you cross your left knee on top of your right. And you should be feeling a reasonably strong stretch into your left glute cheek. Stay there for another breath or two. And if you're really happy and enjoying that glute stretch, just stay and maybe add a little bit of movement in there if that feels okay for you. I think this season we're going to have a season of contrasts, really hot one day and then mild the next, a few drops of rain, which I can feel now. And then drop that shape over to your right side. Take your left arm out wide. And just feel that beautiful stretch all the way down the left side of your body. Take a few more beats here. Just enjoying the twist and the mobility through the back body and that sweet balance of rest, of effort and ease. Come back through the middle. Change the cross of your legs. Cross your right knee on top of your left. Move your hips maybe to the right. Draw the legs on in. Hug them in tight. Maybe a little bit of movement there. And then drop the legs over to the left. Opening the right arm out to the side. And then legs come in one last time. Hug the knees on in. Happy babies there if that's one of your favorite yoga postures. And then when you're ready, we're going to find Shavasana. So the legs lengthen out long and just see if you can find that last little bit of length through your hips as you stretch one leg out. Lengthen the other. Take a full breath in, and then as you breathe out, just let your whole body go. Let your whole body let go and release into ground, into earth, and into the experience. And then continue to rest here as long as you feel the need. When you feel ready, just bring the hands to your belly, to Dantian 1, where the Chinese believe that all of our energy is curated in the pit of the belly, fired and energized from the energy of your kidneys. And then take your time, bring the soles of your feet flat to your mat, and roll to a side, and take your time using the strength of your arms to bring you on up to that comfortable seat. We'll just close our practice together with the hands resting at the heart and give thanks and gratitude for this community, for this practice, and these sacred lands we get to practice on, where I am right now, the home of the Ghana people. Namaste.